Well, what's going on, Wash World? Headed out to another job here on Daniel Island, and along the way I ran into someone at a gas station that kind of yelled my name out, said, "Hey, aren't you Dirty House Thug from YouTube?" And that person was Chris from Happy Cans, man. It was a pleasure to meet you, and I thought that was kind of odd yet funny at the same time. Hope to see you out there again real soon. But again, headed through Daniel Island. As you can see, it's a very affluent island. You can't touch any home here for less than $1 million, and they go on up to $15-20 million homes. This home was just 5 years old, and they totally gutted it and redid it because it didn't fit their decor palette, I guess is the way to put it. Beautiful home. On the inside there and on the outside as well. I also did the landscaping. The crews came in and did that a few weeks before I came out here and washed. And as you can see, this house doesn't really look like it needs to be washed, because that's how affluent people want their stuff taken care of. They're preventative maintenance people. They want things done before they need to be done. And so you will always be doing a lot of homes like this if you get in these neighborhoods that really don't need washing. But they want it cleaned before it looks like it needs to be cleaned, if that makes sense to you. That said, I'm really not here to talk to you about the landscaping here or about the pressure washing. This channel is making a little bit of a change. You will still see a good bit of pressure washing uploads on this channel. But we got something new for you, and then there's a good bit of you out there that already know what that change is. You've already seen one video about it. Just decided to move everything over here kind of in a one package channel. But you're going to see a little bit of an intro to all that with the forestry mulchers clearing the land, and then you're going to get a good introduction to my business partner Costas on this venture, and what it is we're doing, where we're going with it. And look forward to a lot more of that on this channel. It's going to probably be renamed. Don't have a specific name for it yet. But hang tight. Watch the machine do a little bit of work with some drone footage, a little bit of music, and then you'll get to listen to me and Costas sit down and chit-chat about what we're up to. Anyway, hang tight.
We made progress!
Man, I never thought we'd do this.
the property again, and just to kind of give you an update, we've been having a little bit of problem getting the machine to start. It's wanting to stall out. Thinking it could be a battery issue. Being a diesel engine, it takes a lot of power to crank that thing up. And so the other day, I had my son pick up a solar panel and a regulator. Got the Thunderbolt Solar 2500 12-volt solar panel, and I also picked up a regulator. So that way, picked up the regulator, Thunderbolt Solar 100-watt solar torch regulator. So that way we can make sure that we don't overcharge the battery. Got that thing hooked up the other day, and it's been charging for several days now. So we're back out here to see if it actually charged up the battery and if the machine will crank up and actually run like it should be running.
What's up, everybody? We're back out in the woods. We're not as productive as we'd like to be. We spent, how long have we been dealing with this machine? A couple weeks?
Yes. Probably about 3 weeks now.
We had some overheating issues, which is normal for these machines. They run on the very warm end to begin with, so if there's any little malfunction, whether it's the air intake filter not clean enough, or the radiator's got a little dust on it, or just a minute amount of fluid missing from anything, it's gonna run hot. So we started checking it out, continuously did it, and we found a pinhole leak and a return line. So we changed that out, and you were back at it out here for what, like a week?
Yes.
So about a week goes by, cost us bust. Actually, I just got to see what all he got done, because I was up here once before. We were trying to figure this out and didn't get a chance to walk around and look, but there's been a good bit done. And what's the recall that's on this thing?
For the seat.
For the seat. So we, in calling the Kubota people, trying to pick their brain on some information of, you know, what may be going on with it and everything. They ran the VIN number and found out that it's not officially a recall, but it's enough of an issue where they come out and fix it for free. There's something with the seat, and I'm guessing it's the sensor on there. Then something about the turbo and the fuel injection. And they've got to come out and do that. We've got to schedule it. Costas was working a couple weeks ago way back on the back side of the property, and for y'all that's just now watching this, it's 109 acres. All the land is actually behind the camera here. It's on a ridge where we overlook the mountains behind us. We're kind of down the valley, because we're actually on the neighbor's property. He lets us come and go here, so we don't have to cut a driveway yet, where people can it can be exposed and people may trespass. We can keep the equipment over here, and his property is behind us. We're kind of on the property line. But anyway, Costas was back there clearing, and it started shutting off on him. Well, he kind of kept starting it and restarting it, and got it maybe about 500 yards away from where we are now, and he's like, oh shit. So today, I was like, man, it's got to be something electronic. And so we scratched our head. Now, we initiated the fact that it could possibly be the battery. And so we got a new battery initially and brought it up here today, prepared to put a new battery in. For some reason, we were kind of reluctant to just switch the damn battery out. And monkeyed around with everything else, and finally about 4 o'clock, it was, we ran some samples. And well, the real reason we didn't is because we put the meter on there to test it, and it was full 12 volts. Mm-hmm. But it went to shit. We didn't think about it, and later on we cranked it, and it went to shit. We were lucky to be pulling 2 amps. So I was like, switched out the damn battery. Sure enough, it cranked right up, but there's still something going on with fuel injection system. Hopefully that's covered under this little thing that they've been talking about. But other than that, man, this Kubota runs strong. It runs great. I've run CAT, I've run ASV, I've run gyro track, which in the early days are smaller ones. That was pretty much ASV, but the GT 25s, 35s, and on up, They're their own platform. I run pecans. I would put this up there with any of them, if not just a tad better, because it's flawless. It runs smooth. We bought this machine used. We knew we might be having to kind of go through it, and that's what we're doing. It's nothing bad. It's just that we can't be here every day. We don't need to be here every day, so it's a little bit on the back burner. But we want to get this property cleared, right? You know that we've got to do that to make money. And again, for those of you that are just tuning in for the first time, this 109 acres is going to turn into a wedding event and kind of business corporate event retreat area. First, we're going for the weddings, and it's going to build from there. Hopefully, soon at some point in time, we'll be putting our houses on the backside, and a few other things. We don't know. It's 109 acres. There's really not anything we can't do. We've discussed campground on the back. There's how many streams are there? Five
streams on the property, and yeah, we talk about campground. We talk about an ag component to the property.
Greenhouses.
Yeah.
Just to get the ag certificate, really. I mean, anybody that knows me and know me long enough, I mean, horticulture is my game. Costas dabbles in it too. He works for Clemson, and his wife is a hardcore gardener. So we want to establish that too, and maybe even do our own farmers market out here at some point. There's a laundry list, and it'll probably get narrowed down. It might expand. We don't know. We might be doing 100 things out here. You know, there's 100 acres. It doesn't take much to do many things. So who knows? But we don't want to overwhelm ourselves either. But Costas, I'd say probably half of you that are going to start watching this in the beginning. How long have we known each other? Decades, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think how many. 35.
At least. Yeah.
35, 40 years.
Yeah. It's been a long time, and we've done a lot of shit together, man. We've done. Actually, when I first started getting into land clearing, Costas, you helped me. I landed a bunch of work with an ice storm cleaning up, and I just went up into the town thinking, we'll hit a couple of houses here and there. It turned into 3 months worth of work about?
Yeah.
And then by the end, Costas kind of had to get back to what he was doing, and the country club signed me on to clean up their golf course, and that's where I started with the gyro trucks. And it kind of took off from there. Costas has been my accountant. We've dabbled in some rental property. What else have we done? A whole laundry list of things.
I mean, I've served as a business advisor for you, and you served as an advisor for me.
Yeah. Oh, I gave you Scoopy Doos.
Yeah, you did.
And if some of you, for those of you that don't know this is no joke. And I've heard this going around lawn land for a while, and the fact that some people are just blown away that there's companies out there that get paid for picking up dog poop in yards. Well, that's been a thing for a lot longer than you think, at least 20 years, if not better. I got the idea, and kind of, I just turned it into a name and a structure, and never did much with it. Costas kept asking me, "Are you still sitting on that?" "Yeah." "Still sitting on that?" "Yeah." "You want to do anything with it? You can have it, Costas." And I had named it Scoopy Doos, as in, a play on Scooby Doo. And how long were you doing it before Hanna-Barbera literally called you?
Probably about 4 or 5 years. I filed for a trademark on Scoopy Doos, and next thing I know, I got a cease and desist order on using the name.
So Costas got a little bit famous off. I mean, when Hanna-Barbera calls you, you've gotten something done right. I mean, hell. So he changed the name, but that was funny that Hanna-Barbera took the time to say, "You can't do that." So there's that. But like I said, we've known each other for a long time. We worked for years together at movie theaters. Golf, that's right, the golf course. We spent our youth camping together.
Hopefully that'll happen a lot more up here. There's what, at least 5 or 6 of us that used to go for almost 2 weeks. We'd do nothing but backpack into the woods. We would, I mean, you talk about being bare bones camping. If it didn't fit on our backs, we didn't take it, except for a keg. Yeah. We were always literally willing to walk up and down just very dangerous cliffs carrying kegs. But that was we were trying to be as minimal as possible, and if we couldn't carry it, it didn't hike into the woods with us, and that was always fun, because we'd always do it in the dead of winter when other people wouldn't be around. It'd be like 30 degrees outside for a high, but we enjoyed it because we were able to kind of reset, even at that young age, and go out there and just get screwed up. It was
trails and waterfalls, frozen over waterfalls.
Yeah, yeah. And that kind of spawned my love for all the water features that I've done. I always pull back on the memory of hiking trails. And, sometimes we might be on illicit drugs, hiking literally cliff climbing water features. Yeah, there's some crazy times. That's kind of the background on us for the new people, and for those of you that haven't met Costas yet. Like I said, there's a lot of you from Lawn Land that have known Costas, at least when I interviewed him at Dirty Blonde Truth, for some accounting practices and stuff. But yeah, we've known each other a long time. We feel very comfortable in doing this with each other. And for you guys out there in Wash World, hey, look here. Don't ever think that your 12-volt roof pump system can't be used for other things, because it washes that down. This is my older one. As a lot of you know, I switched to the larger 12-volt from Pump Tech, the X6. And so for the 5.5 and the small tank, it now resides on site to wash this down when we need to. Like I said, the radiator and such has to be washed down a lot, especially if it's been in dusty weather. It'll accumulate dust all back there, so it needs a wash down. So any of you ever want to go from pressure washing to land clearing, don't throw away your 12-volt pumps just yet. They can be used, trust me. A lot of you here, there's a lot of birds back here in the background. East is this way, west is that way, and you can't see it because we're down the valley and this cabin's in the way. But all the way around, there's a mountain view right back out through there. If those trees were not down there, you could see those mountains ridges really good. So we have high expectations for this property. And of course, if you watched the first video, you saw us start to clear, but we're going to carry you along for the ride. You're going to see everything from the very beginning. Us clearing the land, us preparing the land, planting. There's going to be a formal garden, informal gardens, trails. I'm going to manipulate some of the creeks to where there's big water features on them. Of course, Costas will be helping, probably some other people. You'll probably see our kids out here, KJ and Henley, and Pierce, Ellie, the Wise. Who knows what you're going to see. This is really going to be kind of a business, but a family vlog, multi-family vlog, and we're just going to have a lot of fun with it. So if you're wondering why this is on the channel, I have not quit pressure washing or anything. Still doing that, still doing it strongly. But this is the big game. We consider this our end game, right?
Yes, definitely.
This is what's going to hopefully. We're really gambling on early retirement with this. I am, right? And stocks and cryptos and other things that we do. That's something else. How long have we battled that back and forth with each other? Not battled, but discussed, and recently more so than ever, because every Tuesday or Wednesday night we usually do a Zoom together, because Costas lives up here. He actually lives in town just below in Greenville, and of course I'm all the way on the East Coast. It takes me roughly 4 hours to get to his house, 4.5 if I drive straight here. This is our end game. We're very serious about this, and we're putting everything forward on it. This is, I wouldn't call it win, lose, or draw. I don't think it's quite that devastating for us for this not to succeed. But there's a shit ton of money that's going to wind up just getting this started.
We're really kind of looking at this as, like Jim said, our retirement plan. But the thing is we don't look at retirement as sitting around not doing anything. We look at retirement as time to do what you want to do when you want to do it, not that you have to do it.
Yeah. If we decide that we want to go to Belize or Costa Rica, then we're going to do it, and we'll monkey with this when we get back. And hopefully, if it's done right, the people that we leave here know what they're doing, and we can trust them to get it done. And it's not like there's going to be a whole lot, but it's going to be 100 acres of garden and farming and stuff, and eventually there's going to be houses sitting there, and there could be events going on when we're gone that hopefully they can take care of. And usually that kind of operates itself with the wedding coordinators and stuff. They're usually, that's, once they rent the property, it's usually all on them to do whatever they're going to do. So, but I mean, it's not anything small. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars that are going into this just so it can happen, just so it can start. Hopefully it goes well. But I mean, that's what we like about each other. My weaknesses are his strengths and vice versa. And we bounce off to each other really well, and because of the 35-40 year friendship, basically from kids, we can kind of read what each other's doing, and rarely do we ask questions of each other. I mean, I can sometimes turn around thinking I need a wrench, and Costas is at the very least going, "Hey, you need that wrench," and vice versa. We can just kind of read each other. We kind of know where each other's going on a job and in life. It works out great, and I think it's really rare to have that. Most people hope that they could not only have a friendship somewhere like that, but a business arrangement. I would call that like one and mill. Because I mean, I've done ventures with you, as we just discussed, and I've done them with other people, and everybody else. I bought them out just as fast as I could introduce them, or want to do business with them, just about. And nothing bad. It just, I knew it wasn't working. I had different ambitions and more eager to do things most of the time. And it's like, back up. It's like with David, bought him out, but he still worked. It's like, come on, I'll give you a salary, but I'm going to have to take possession of this company. And he got it, man. He got it, because David, it wasn't his strength, but he put a good chunk of money up in the very beginning, and he deserved the opportunity. He knew where things were going, and it was more or less like he was still 50-50 on the profit for a long time, until he moved to Florida. But I just had control, and that's all. That was really the only difference. But again, with Costas, I've never felt that way, because we both kind of hold up to what we say we're going to do. And it doesn't always have to be 50-50. That's not what it's about. It's just do what the hell you said you were going to do, and that's all that matters. If you do anything else, that's a damn bonus, And so there's times when I know Costas has pulled a shit ton more weight, or undercharged me for the crazy accounting that I've made him go through all these years, that now I've passed on to Walt, which some of you met in another interview. It's been an interesting ride, because now it looks like Walt is also going to gain you in the process.
Yeah.
You may see Walt out here. Who knows? God help us if Walt comes out here. But anyway, hell, that's what we ought to do. We could sell this to all the people at the campground for the Carolina Clemson game. Holy crap! Yeah, we'll have campground. Y'all watch out for that. But anyway, just wanted to introduce y'all to that, to the change in the channel. This is really what's going on. Don't have a name. It's going to change. But we're going to flip it up a little bit. You'll still see some pressure washing come around. I get tired of filming that. I've got hours and hours and hours of footage of that, and it gets monotonous to me because it's the same shit over and over. Where this is always going to be something different. I hope y'all enjoy it. Like I said, y'all will see every step, and somewhere, hopefully in 8 months, you may even see a wedding on this channel, right?
Yeah, it just occurred to me. Should have videoed you pressure washing the radiator as a good segue into.
And he's a producer too. See, that's why you keep him around. And, but anyway, I hope y'all enjoy this. And again, it's dirty. That's the Greek. We'll see you next time.